Hi everyone, Renee here. I am doing another Christmas, or not Christmas, but I'm doing another card workshop for my church, and this time it is Christmas. So I just wanted to go through each of the cards that we're going to be doing and show you what's in your kit and give you some step-by-steps. The cards we're doing this time are a little more technique intensive, so hopefully these videos help you. The first one we're going to be I'm showing today is what I'm calling the Quilted card, and it starts with this piece, which I cut out of this wonderful die from My Favorite Things. Love this die. And what you're going to need is you're going to need 8 of each of these size pieces. Now I have marked each one of the bowls on your table with a 1, 2, or a 3. These are the piece number 1, and you'll see that they're kind of an elongated rectangle. And sorry about that noise, my little makeshift mirror just fell, so give me 1 sec to fix it and we'll get going again. Or I'll tell you what, we'll just forget about it. Hopefully I stay in frame. Then the next piece is piece number 2, and it's a triangle. However, it's a larger triangle than triangle 3, although they're really not a lot of difference in the size, so just be careful when you get your pieces. You'll want to keep them separate, and you'll need 8 of each to go in each of these spaces. You can do what I'm doing today, which is just to make a scrappy look, which I really like, but you can also go through the pieces and there should be enough for you to mix and match and make a design if you want to make a design. Okay, so you'll find this in your packet, which is in an envelope in your bag, and then you'll find the pieces and the bowls on the table. You'll also find these. These are called score tape, and we're going to use this in just a minute. You'll also find inside your envelope is your card base, and I've already pre-stamped it for you, so you don't have to worry about that part. You'll also find the inside pieces, your base, and then the part that you can write your message on, and of course your envelope. So we'll just put all of those guys to the side. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our inlaid die piecing. So what you want to do is you want to take some of this tape, and I have scissors and the tape and everything on your table. And what you're going to want to do is, and this is really sticky tape, so on the back side, you'll be able to tell which is the back side because one side of your die cut is kind of rounded and the other is kind of flattened out. So you'll want to put the tape on the flattened out side. If you can't figure out which side is which, just yell and someone can come by and help you. So what you're going to do is you're just going to place some of that tape on here, and then you want to cut it right at the edge. So this is what you're going to end up with. Okay, so you're going to end up with something like that. Okay, and I'll have little things on your table so that they don't stick to everything, and so you'll just use those for this part, and then you can get rid of them. Now you don't need to cover every square inch of the back with this tape, but what you do need to do is make sure that every one of the little openings in the die itself have a little bit of tape on them so that they can grab the pieces that you're going to inlay. So we'll just put a few more on here. I'm guessing it should probably take about 6 of these strips. So we'll put that one on. And we'll put this one on. And I hope you ladies have a good time with these, and I hope you find them challenging but still fun. Just to let you know, if any of these cards really interest you and you want to make more of the same card, just check in with me, and I'll see if I can put together some additional kits for you to purchase, okay? Okay, so we've got all of this on here. Peel it off your nonstick mat that I'm going to supply for you, and then you're just going to lay it flat with the sticky side up. Now's the fun part. Now you just get to design your card. So just take your little pieces, and you can just put your little pieces, you just inlay them, and they'll move a little bit. Don't push them down all the way until you're ready for them to stay where you put them. And just move your pieces around. And of course, you know, when you're videotaping, things aren't going to stick where you want them to. The first few are kind of hard because you don't really have anywhere to put your fingers that they won't get stuck to stuff. So just do your best through those first few. And I find it's easier to put the bigger pieces on first and then to move to the smaller. That way I have a place to put my fingers. So we'll just go around and do this. And oops, sorry about that. You have to be careful because sometimes they'll stick to each other and you'll end up with more than one. So just be careful when you're getting them that they're not stuck to each other. And you'll also see that they only go in one direction. So if you get some and they don't fit, just go back to the little bowl and find the ones that do fit. And that's the good part about doing it scrappy, is you can just grab whatever you want. I did a bunch of cutting of a lot of different pieces of paper. These papers are from an old authentique Christmas collection. I use 6x6 papers when I'm doing this kind of work because the patterns on 6x6 papers, they tend to be a smaller scale, and I think they look nicer on cards when you need that smaller look. Otherwise, it just gets overwhelmed when you try to put them down, and then you're like, wow, all I see is an eyeball. I don't see anything else. So, and unfortunately, I have found that this piece is not going to work there. So I'm going to grab another piece out of my stash of these pieces. And again, I'll have these on the table so you can grab, any ones that you want to see what'll fit and what'll work best for your project there. Okay, so I think we've saved the day, so we'll get rid of that one. And so just push them down, make sure they're secure. And now you can move to piece number 2. Now on your chart, on your table, there is a number chart, so it shows you which ones are number 2s and which ones are number 3s. Number 2s are these ones in the centers. So I'm going to do number 2 next. And these are all exactly the same. We don't have the problem like we had with these where you had to make sure you get ones that fit that particular section. So I think you get the idea from here. So I'm just going to speed up the process, and I might even throw a little bit of Christmas music on here for you to listen to while I put the rest of the pieces in place. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you have all your inlaid pieces in. Mine's not perfect. You'll see right here I have a little bit of space. That'll be okay. Just rub your finger over it. Make sure that you don't have any sticky stuff sticking out. And if you do have sticky stuff, just keep rubbing it, and the oil from your finger will make sure that that sticky stuff doesn't stick to anything else. Okay, so we're done with this piece. So what we want to do next is we want to grab our card base, and you'll see that it's opens that way with the sentiment down at the bottom. And the really nice part about the inlaid die system is when you're done, you also have your adhesive on the other side because this is double-sided tape. So all you have to do is peel off the plastic backing, and there's a trash container right there on your table. Just go ahead and pop those in the trash there. And sometimes they don't want to come off on one side, so just try the other side. And if you have someone at your table with fingernails, that usually helps too. There's that one. Number 5. And we'll try on this side. Number 6 is being difficult because I'm on camera, of course. Okay, and number 6. Okay. So then all you got to do is make sure you don't have any fuzz or other strings or anything on your paper. And you're just going to center it just about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. If you make sure that your 2 sides and your top are right, the rest of it will be right. And then just press it down. Make sure that it's solid on all the edges. And the front of your card is now complete. So we'll go ahead and move on into the inside. So for that, you're going to need your black piece and your cream color piece. And then just taking the adhesive that I've put on your table, they're just little adhesive runners. I'm going to use my big one like I did last time. And you're just going to put adhesive just on the edges. And you don't need to cover it with a lot of adhesive. It's just not necessary. If for some reason you get your adhesive too close to the edge, just go like that and make sure that you rub it off so that you don't have your card sticking to itself. And then this is going to be the same way. You're just going to end up with a scant little eighth, quarter, wherever you think it is. Again, math and me, not good friends. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your card base, go ahead and open it up, set it off, and then you're going to put adhesive in the same way you did on that last part, just on the edges, just on the 4 edges. No need to go crazy. And then you're just going to place that inside your card, on the inside where you would sign your card. And same kind of thing, just center it all the way around so you have those edges. And there you go. Your first card is done, and this is the quilted Christmas card. Thanks.